Wait, is this what you wanted me to see? Most underrated play. Look at comments and then go to the polls they posted for best player in each role right now. Okay. Owner has to be objectively the least praised T1 player. It's true. I do think Owner is pretty underrated. Like, the thing that's really underrated about Owner is he'll almost like never play a fight poorly. When you really watch Owner play, he's very rarely misplaying individually in fights. And when you look at other players, it's kind of sus. So I think Owner is the most underrated player on T1, but the most underrated player I think at this event. I mean, when I think about players that were like, it depends on what your qualifications are for underrated, like how they're rated after they're knocked out compared to their skill, or like underrated before they came into the tournament. What exactly are we talking about? But I would say that like people that I really had like that I underrated a lot would be like Breathe. Breathe had a phenomenal tournament compared to like how bad he played at a lot of times domestically. Who was super underrated at this tournament? I mean, honestly, like somebody who's getting so insanely flamed compared to like how they actually played. Like Xiaohu was generally pretty good at this Worlds. Like he was really bad in some games, but some games, like if you think about the Lucian games he played, those were just like pretty impossible games. Xiaohu had some really good games that he wasn't getting credit for. Light is somebody who's like honestly, the whole Weibo roster is pretty underrated. Like no one gives them credit for being a world semifinalist. People just think that they got an easy draw. Would you want me to look at the best player in each role? Who's been the strongest top laner at World so far? All Zeus. Who's been the best support at World so far? I think it is fair to have Carrier here. I don't think these guys have been that good compared to Carrier. Carrier's been really good at Worlds. Best jungler so far. I didn't play all the matches. Owner. Did Owner have bad games? It's actually kind of hard, bro. It's kind of hard here. I'm thinking about, I mean, it's all a popularity contest. It's going to be all 5 T1 players, right? T1. Honestly, I think Canyon was really good. I think Canyon was the best. Like, I think Canyon was really underrated in a lot of the games. Like, game 1, he played well versus T1. He kind of messed up the dive, but I thought he was good in that game. The Nocturne game, I think, is probably the worst game of his tournament. Game 4 on Italy, I mean, you should have just won that shit. Guma best 80 carry this tournament. I mean, let's see. I mean, it's either him or Elk, right? I think Elk had some like not great games, to be honest. Like early on in the tournament when BLG was kind of running it, I think he was not playing that well. 5% Shun, what are they watching? Yeah, I don't know. Shun has been crazy good. I mean, he had a really good Hanwha Life series, I thought. How can you play the Nocturne? The Nocturne game wasn't that playable. Yamato said Guma. Yeah, I'm down with Guma there. I'll probably go like Guma, Canyon, Carrier, Bin, and then the best mid laner I think so far at this tournament has been, I guess it would be Knight. When we think about his games. Yeah, no, I think I would definitely have Knight there. I think Knight was the best mid laner at the tournament so far. Like he had some not great games early on. Like his Aurora game wasn't that good. But when you think about like the other games he played, I mean, he had some fucking insane pop-offs, bro. Like Bin kind of trolled some games. I mean, some games early on, but he also had some like really, he had some really insane ones too. 8% is crazy. I mean, Knight is just like generally pretty hated. I love Faker, but 74% is criminal. I mean, it's just so insane to me that like in games where Faker, like, it feels like Faker is just immune to criticism. That's the hardest part for me. It's like you just can't criticize anything he does without it being like somebody else's fault. It's like when Faker f***s up, they're like, Owner. Like T1 fans, they're so willing to throw Owner under the bus. I don't get it, bro. I think Owner is such a beast. He's my favorite player on T1, right? I've said that before. I feel like Owner is so fucking good. And then if ever T1 loses, they're like, yeah, Owner's a piece of shit. Get rid of him. Why? Like, for what reason, man? Like, for what reason? When T1 fans literally wanted to execute. Oh yeah. I mean, there was one tournament that he played pretty bad, which was like MSI 2023. I thought he had a bad time. But the other times he's been really clean. Owner playing well this Worlds is saving his career. Bro, even if T1 were to get rid of Owner, I feel like his career should be so saved. He should be like, who would you potentially want over somebody like Owner, bro? Who would you want over somebody like Owner? Canyon, if you could get him, maybe. Like that's like it. That's literally it. I would never take Peanut over Owner, even though he beats him domestically. I would never take Peanut over Owner if I could choose between the two. Unless I had a team that was like set up for Peanut to just be Peanut like every single game. Like he never had to do anything else. All he had to do was be Peanut. We have like everyone else locked in, carries all over the place. Okay, sure. Maybe. But I mean, Owner has so much more upside. I don't know. Yike for sure. I mean, Yike does have more titles than Owner. Significantly. Think about it, bro. Owner's got 2 titles. In 3 years, Owner has 2 titles. 1 world championship in 2023. We're not counting EWC. And 1 championship, LCK championship in 2022. That's it. And Yike has 7 titles, and he's been playing for 1 year less. I mean, that's honestly 2 years less because Owner came in during 2021, right? All I'm saying is when we're stacking titles, we've got 7 titles on Yike, and we've got 2 on Owner. Isn't Canyon the biggest fraud this year? Like .A award tier? Gap by TN at MSI and EWC? Gap by Inspired? Gap by Owner? Hell no. Canyon played well in a lot of the game. I mean, wait, Gap by Inspired? What? Wait, he put it up in Inspired in general in that series. Like he was smurfing. What? The 2 Nidalee games? The 2 Nidalee games in that series where he just completely, like, he was just so ahead. Game 5, he definitely played better into the Fiddlesticks was useless the whole game. Bro, I still think Canyon's just the best jungler of all time. Like, I don't even know who can you even put over Canyon as best jungler all time. Canyon completely smurfed MSI? Yeah, I mean, he just completely dictated the meta at MSI. Like, his Nidalee... People started the tournament, and Nidalee was not even being picked. And then he started playing Nidalee in like, the final games versus Top Esports. He played 2 Nidalee games. He even, like, had, like, one of the games where he didn't play that well. But when people were reviewing the games afterwards, they're like, wait, is Nidalee just broken? And then he just mind-gamed everyone to start playing Nidalee. Yike has more titles than Canyon? He actually does. I didn't think about that. Because Canyon has only what? Canyon has 6 titles, 1 MSI, 1 Worlds, and 4 LCK. Damn, Yike does have more titles than Canyon. Maybe I have to move Canyon down in my list. Maybe he's the 2nd greatest jungler of all time. Nobody tries anything until Canyon does full glaze. I mean, Canyon was like clutch at a lot of big games too. If you think about when their backs were against the wall against T1 in that game 4, when the Xin Zhao from Owner was really smurfing, his ability to pull out Kazakhs in that game, that was big. That showed me something about his mindset. Dude, Canyon clutched up in this game 4 for the most part. Like, obviously, he died to Faker in that play. But, I mean, Canyon got himself in a position to smurf in this game 4, and they definitely did not lose the game because of Canyon. That's for sure.